Okay, thank you, Melissa. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Tang. I work in the swamp unit, and Lori is my supervisor. I'm here with my colleague Calvin Yang, and we're going to present on two new products that the swamp unit has recently released. And so I will be giving you an overview tour of the new swamp bioassessment website, and Calvin will be showing you the new interactive CSCI scores map. So I'm sure many of you in the audience today are familiar with, or at least have visited our SWAMP website. Maybe you're looking for some information or a specific report or fact sheet. But the SWAMP website, kind of in the state it is right now, is not the most user-friendly website. There's a lot of information to sift through, and it's not organized in the most intuitive way. So even for those of us who use it on an everyday basis, it can still be really hard to find the things we're looking for. So we at the SWAMP unit, we hear you, and we want to do something about that. As Melissa Morris mentioned earlier, we're undertaking a major effort to kind of revamp the entire SWAMP website. This is kind of with hopes of making things more simple, intuitive, and in general more useful. So we're taking it step by step, and the first part of this was really creating a new website for just our SWAMP bioassessment program. So before we launched our new website, we used to store all of our bioassessment materials on a single web page, kind of seen here. That was where most of our materials were, but we also had a bunch of files kind of in other web pages just kind of hiding out there. So simply put, things were really scattered, hard to find, and just not the best way to present our materials. So with kind of this new website, our goal is to provide a centralized location, a sort of one-stop shop for all things swamp bioassessment. And we began brainstorming and really started things about more than a year ago, and Jim kind of mentioned it at the last year's CABW. And so I'm proud to kind of finally show you what we came up with, and I will give you a quick. Okay. So we're looking at the SWAMP website right now, and I'm going to kind of show you how to access the bioassessment website from here. So there is a tab, reports, right here, and once you use your mouse, scroll over, there's the Bioassessment Monitoring Program website, which you just click here. And so this is our bioassessment website. It's kind of the front landing page. And once you're on it, you'll see kind of some welcome text with a bit of background information about bioassessment and about our program. You'll also see the SWAMP logo along with the logos of our partners. And if you scroll over the logos, you can click and go to the websites of our partners. And so one useful section that we've added is kind of a new releases section, which you see kind of in the middle of the page right there. And so this section will tell you at a glance kind of the latest and greatest coming out of the SWAMP bioassessment program. And so, for example, we have a link to our new CSCI technical memo, and we also have a link to our new CSCI scores map, which Calvin will show you a bit later. Scrolling down, we have the main navigation for the website. The bioassessment website is currently broken down into 6 categories: the statewide bioassessment program, the data interpretive tools, taxonomic resources, standard operating procedures, training, field QA and collection permit, and finally reports and publications. So, I'm not going to go into every single section during this presentation because it's a little difficult, but I'll give you kind of a brief overview of each section. So the first one, statewide bioassessment monitoring program. It'll give you a summary of the Swamp Perennial Streams Assessment, the PSCA, and the Reference Condition Management Program, the RCMP. And it will also link to kind of the respective reports in our reports page. And the main goal of that was to just give you an overview of our core bioassessment monitoring programs, and especially for the people who may not be as familiar with it, it'll give you that good introduction. the second section right here, the data interpretive tools, houses all of our information and resources that we have on the new California Stream Condition Index, or CSCI, and the older indices of biological integrity, or IBIs. And then the third section, the taxonomic resources. So this section is kind of dedicated to taxonomy, and we currently have everything categorized by BMI taxonomy and algal taxonomy. Still, this website's still very much a work in progress, and we plan on adding a lot more things in the future. And then finally, not finally, but we have the standard operating procedures section. This will hopefully contain all of our SOPs. And we're kind of working on ways to organize it using different organization schemes. So if you have time to check out the website and you have any great ideas, feel free to contact me. My contact information will be at the end of the presentation. And then this one I'm really excited about, the training field QA and collection permit section. This fifth section is for informing anyone interested in bioassessment of all the different training opportunities offered by the SWAMP Bioassessment Program. And it includes the College of Bioassessment, instructed by Jim Harrington and put on by Fish and Wildlife and the Training Academy, the Water Board's Training Academy. And then also the calibration exercises, field audits, and of course, the CABW. And so we post all of our agendas, presentations, and video recordings from past CABW meetings right here. And the last section is for all of our reports and publications. It houses our memos, our technical reports, fact sheets, and other related documents. Like the SOP, this is kind of very much a work in progress, and we'll be doing a lot to it in the coming months. And then I just want to show you at the end right here, we have a section for bioassessment related links. For example, we have a link to the Aquatic Bioassessment Lab, to the Biological Integrity Implementation Plan, which Jesse talked about. And so we plan to grow this section in time and eventually give it its own page as the list grows longer. So a lot of great things to link to from there. The website was to centralize all of our SWAMP bioassessment resources in one location. And it's part of a greater effort to make our SWAMP website more user-friendly. And so I really want to emphasize that this website is still a work in progress. And we are especially interested in what everyone here thinks of it and your feedback on how we can improve it. So if you have time, please check it out. My contact information will be at the end of our presentation, so feel free to send me your comments and suggestions. And so with that being said, I will turn it over to Calvin Yang.
All right, hi, I'm Calvin Yang, and I work with Michelle Tang in the SWAMP unit at the State Water Boards, and Lori Weber is our supervisor. And I'm here to present to you the interactive CSCI map that we just recently released. Sorry about that, it looks like I lost a slide, but basically just to give you an overview of what this map is. This map displays statewide the bioassessment sites that have been scored with the California Stream Condition Index. The CSCI is a new statewide tool that translates complex data about individual benthic macroinvertebrates living in a stream into an overall measure of stream health. So here's a screenshot of the interactive map. I'll show you the map on the internet after my slides. But I just wanted to show you from the screenshot that we use ArcGIS Online to create this map. It's kind of a new tool for creating maps, and you can see that it's color-coded, and there's a legend on the left for the map. And I'll show you how to get there from the website as well. All right, so as far as the map, we have a total of almost 2,000 sites, monitoring sites that have been scored with the CSCI, and they were sampled from 1997 through 2011. And these sites were collected through various bioassessment monitoring programs, such as the Perennial Streams Assessment, the Reference Condition Management Program, the Stormwater Monitoring Coalition, the U.S. Forest Service, and various regional board bioassessment monitoring programs too. And then I also wanted to mention that these sites are from the CSCI development set, so it represents the bulk of currently scored CSCI sites, but there's about 200 to 300 more sites that have been scored since development was finalized. And also, many sites have multiple samples, but this map shows only the single sample from each site that were selected for the CSCI development. All right, and just for statewide assessment purposes only, we have the CSCI scores categorized into 4 categories for assessing biological condition. So the lowest, the lowest category is if the CSCI score is less than or equal to 0.62, it's very likely that the biological condition is altered. And then we have 2 intermediate categories. And then the highest category, or the highest scoring category, is if the score is greater than or equal to 0.92, it's likely that the biological condition is intact. And during development of the CSCI, the mean score of reference sites is 1. Oh, sorry, let me repeat that. The CSCI was calibrated during development so that the mean score of reference sites is 1. So scores that approach 0 indicate great departure from reference condition and degradation of biological condition. And then just to kind of give you a range of the scores that we have on our map, the lowest score we have was 0.108, and then the highest score we have was 1.35. Each site on this map is clickable, so you'll have a pop-up that looks like this for each site, and it'll have information about the station code or the unique identifier for that site, the name of the stream, the date that that sample was collected, what county, and the CSCI score. For more information about the CSCI tool itself, you can read the newly released Swamp Technical Memo, which was written by Dr. Andrew Wren and Dr. Peter Odie of the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, and Dr. Rafael Mazur of the Southern California Coastal Water Research Project. And basically the memo summarizes the development and key features of the CSCI. So from the Bioassessment website, I'm going to show you how to get to the map and show you the map. So when you click on the Data Interpretive Tools link, we'll have our CSCI and IBI sections on here, and you'll just click on CSCI Scores Map. And so there's also a link to download an Excel table of all the sampling sites information and all the CSCI scores that we use to create this map. And then there's also this short description about the map, and then to get to the map itself, you can either click on the map or click on the link below that says CSCI Map. And so to open the map, you don't need ArcGIS. You really just need a browser. I haven't tried Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome, but Internet Explorer seems to work well. So here's the map. You can see that it's color-coded by a CSCI score, what score it got. And so here's a view of the entire state, and you can zoom in and out to a particular site. And when you find a site you want to get more information on, you can click on, and it'll pull up the information. And just making sure it works too, just showing it to you that it works. And then you can always just push the home button to zoom back out to the statewide view. So with that, I just would let you know that if you have any feedback about the Bioassessment website, you can contact Michelle Tang, or if you have feedback about the CSCI map, you can also contact me, Calvin Yang, and that's our contact information. Thank you.
Yeah, just a quick question. Is there a search feature on the website?
There's a search feature. If you go to ArcGIS Online, you can look for the CSCI map. As far as searching for a specific site on the map, I don't think so. We just got the map uploaded yesterday, so I haven't had a lot of chance to play with it.
I was thinking more about for reports, if there was some way to hone in on any particular topic or site that I was interested in.
Probably on the, okay.
Hi, on the Bioassessment website. So I know we do have a kind of an overall search engine for our entire water board's website, but we don't have a specific one just for our bioassessment one. But that's something that we can look into. We think it'd be very useful. Thank you.
Calvin, is there any interest in making it so that the legend can be changeable so we can play with different CSCI scores?
You could, right now you can just minimize the legend so it's not in your way on the map.
No, I mean like creating different thresholds.
You can, yes. We do have an account with ArcGIS Online, and we can adjust the legend to change the categories.
Okay, thanks. That would be useful as the state develops its CSCI biointegrity policy, for folks to be able to adjust it to see, the effect of the different thresholds that the state board is thinking about.
Okay.
Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
And also for regional adjustments of the score too. There could be a different region that have different scores. That was very good. And again, keep some of these comments, questions together for when we return from break. Because when we return from break, we're going to have that half hour to address these, and I'm sure there'll be some notes taken for improving or adding tools to be developed or just be posted on the internet. So let's take a break. And